2 Kings chapter 15. In the 7th and 20th year of Jeroboam king of Israel began Azariah son of Amaziah king of Judah to reign. 16 years old was he when he was made king, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jecoliah of Jerusalem. And he did uprightly in the sight of the Lord, according to all that his father Amaziah did. But the high places were not put away, for the people yet offered and burnt incense in the high places. And the Lord smote the king, and he was a leper unto the day of his death, and dwelt in an house apart. And Jotham the king's son governed the house, and judged the people of the land. Concerning the rest of the acts of Azariah, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? So Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David, and Jotham his son reigned in his stead. In the 38th year of Azariah king of Judah did Zechariah the son of Jeroboam reign over Israel in Samaria 6 months. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, as did his fathers. For he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. And Shallum the son of Jabesh conspired against him, and smote him in the sight of the people, and killed him, and reigned in his stead. Concerning the rest of the acts of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This was the word of the Lord, which he spake unto Jehu, saying, Thy son shall sit on the throne of Israel unto the 4th generation after thee. And it came so to pass. Shallum the son of Jabesh began to reign in the 39th year of Uzziah king of Judah, and he reigned the space of a month in Samaria. For Menahem the son of Gadi went up from Tirzah, and came to Samaria, and smote Shallum the son of Jabesh in Samaria, and slew him, and reigned in his stead. Concerning the rest of the acts of Shallum, and the treason which he wrought, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. Then Menahem destroyed Tiphsah, and all that were therein, and the coasts thereof from Tirzah, because they opened not to him. And he smote it, and ripped up all their women with child. The 39th year of Azariah king of Judah began Menahem the son of Gadi to reign over Israel, and reigned 10 years in Samaria. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and departed not all his days from the sin of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. Then Pul the king of Assyria came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that his hand might be with him, and established the kingdom in his hand. And Menahem exacted the money in Israel, that all men of substance should give the king of Assyria 50 shekels of silver apiece. So the king of Assyria returned, and tarried not there in the land. Concerning the rest of the acts of Menahem, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekahiah his son did reign in his stead. In the 50th year of Azariah king of Judah began Pekahiah the son of Menahem to reign over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, for he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. And Pekah the son of Remaliah, his captain, conspired against him, and smote him in Samaria, in the place of the king's palace, with Argob and Arieh, and with him 50 men of the Gileadites. So he killed him, and reigned in his stead. Concerning the rest of the acts of Pekahiah, and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah king of Judah began Pekah the son of Remaliah to reign over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 20 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, for he departed not from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, that made Israel to sin. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, came Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and took Ijon, and Abel-Beth-Maachah, and Janoah, and Kadesh, and Hazor, and Gilead, and Galilee, and all the land of Naphtali, and carried them away to Assyria. And Hoshea, the son of Elah, wrought treason against Pekah, the son of Remaliah, and smote him and slew him, and reigned in his stead in the 20th year of Jotham, the son of Uzziah. Concerning the rest of the acts of Pekah, and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, began Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, to reign. 25 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. And he did uprightly in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. But the high places were not put away, for the people yet offered and burnt incense in the high places. He built the highest gate of the house of the Lord. Concerning the rest of the acts of Jotham, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In those days the Lord began to send against Judah Rezin, the king of Aram, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father. And Ahaz his son reigned in his stead. 2 Kings chapter 16. The 70th year of Pekah, son of Remaliah, Ahaz the son of Jotham, king of Judah, began to reign. 20 years old was Ahaz when he began to reign, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and did not uprightly in the sight of the Lord his God, like David his father, but walked in the way of the kings of Israel, yea, and made his son to go through the fire, after the abominations of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. Also he offered and burnt incense in the high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree. Then Rezin, king of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to fight, and they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him. At the same time, Rezin, king of Aram, restored Elath to Aram, and drove the Jews from Elath. So the Aramites came to Elath, and dwelt there unto this day. Then Ahaz sent messenger to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am thy servant and thy son. Come up and deliver me out of the hand of the king of Aram, and out of the hand of the king of Israel, which rise up against me. And Ahaz took the silver and gold that was found in the house of the Lord, and in the treasures of the king's house, and sent a present unto the king of Assyria. And the king of Assyria consented unto him. And the king of Assyria went up against Damascus, and when he had taken it, he carried the people away to Kir, and slew Rezin. And King Ahaz went unto Damascus to meet Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria. And when King Ahaz saw the altar that was in Damascus, he sent to Urijah the priest the pattern of the altar, and the fashion of it, and all the workmanship thereof. And Urijah the priest made an altar in all points like to that which King Ahaz had sent from Damascus. So did Urijah the priest against King Ahaz came from Damascus. So when the king was come from Damascus, the king saw the altar, and the king drew near to the altar, and offered thereon. And he burnt his burnt offering and his meat offering, and poured his drink offering, and sprinkled the blood of his peace offerings beside the altar, and set it by the brazen altar which was before the Lord, and brought it further before the house, between the altar and the house of the Lord, and set it on the north side of the altar. And King Ahaz commanded Uriah the priest, and said, Upon the great altar set on fire in the morning the burnt offering, and in the eve the meat offering, and the king's burnt offering and his meat offering, with the burnt offering of all the people of the land, and their meat offering and their drink offerings, and pour thereby all the blood of the burnt offering and all the blood of the sacrifice. And the brazen altar shall be for me to inquire of God. And Uriah the priest did according to all that King Ahaz had commanded. And King Ahaz brake the borders of the bases, and took the cauldrons from off them, and took down the sea from the brazen oxen that were under it, and put it upon a pavement of stones. And the veil for the Sabbath that they had made in the house, and the king's entry without, turned he to the house of the Lord, because of the king of Assyria. Concerning the rest of the acts of Ahaz, which he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Ahaz slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, and Hezekiah his son reigned in his stead. 2 Kings chapter 17. In the 12th year of Ahaz king of Judah began Hoshea the son of Elah to reign in Samaria over Israel, and reigned 9 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the kings of Israel that were before him. And Shalmaneser king of Assyria came up against him, and Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. And the king of Assyria found treason in Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to So king of Egypt, and brought no present unto the king of Assyria, as he had done yearly. Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up, and put him in prison. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land, and went against Samaria, and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea the king of Assyria took Samaria, and carried Israel away unto Assyria, and put them in Halah, and in Habor, by the river of Gozan, and in the city of the Medes. For when the children of Israel sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them out of the land of Egypt, from under the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt, and feared other gods, and walked according to the fashions of the heathen, whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel, and after the manner of the kings of Israel, which they used, and the children of Israel had done secretly things that were not upright before the Lord their God, and throughout all their cities had built high places, both from the tower of the watch to the defense city, and had made them images and groves upon every high hill and under every green tree, and there burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen, whom the Lord had taken away before them, and wrought wicked things to anger the Lord, and served idols, whereof the Lord had said unto them, Ye shall do no such thing. Notwithstanding the Lord testified to Israel and to Judah by all the prophets, and by all the seers, saying, Turn from your evil ways, and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I have commanded your fathers, which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Nevertheless they would not obey, but hardened their necks, like to the necks of their fathers, that they did not believe in the Lord their God. And they refused his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies wherewith he witnessed unto them. And they followed vanity, and became vain, and followed the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not do like them. Finally they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. And they made their sons and their daughters pass through the fire, and used witchcraft and enchantments, sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to anger him. Therefore the Lord was exceedingly wroth with Israel, and put them out of his sight, and none was left but the tribe of Judah only. Yet Judah kept not the commandments of their Lord their God, but walked according to the fashion of Israel, which they used. Therefore the Lord cast off all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hands of spoilers, until he cast them out of his sight. for he cut off Israel from the house of David. And they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king, and Jeroboam drew Israel away from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, and departed not from them, until the Lord put Israel away out of his sight, as he had said by his servants the prophets, and carried Israel away out of their land to Assyria unto this day. And the king of Assyria brought folk from Babylon, and from Cuthah, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria, instead of the children of Israel. So they possessed Samaria, and dwelt in the cities thereof. And in the beginning of their dwelling there they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew them. Therefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, The nations which thou hast removed, and placed in the cities of Samaria, know not the manner of the God of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, Carry thither one of the priests whom ye brought thence, and let him go and dwell there, and teach them the manner of the God of the country. So one of the priests which they had carried from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit every nation made their gods, and put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt. For the men of Babylon made Succoth Benoth, and the men of Cuth made Nergal, and the men of Hamath made Ashima, and the Avites and made Nibhaz and Tartak, and the Sepharvites burnt their children in the fire to Adramelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. Thus they feared the Lord, and appointed out priests out of themselves for the high places, who prepared for them sacrifices in the houses of the high places. They feared the Lord, but served their gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried thence. Unto this day they do after the old manner. They neither fear God, neither do they after their ordinances, nor after their customs, nor after the law, nor after the commandment which the Lord commanded the children of Jacob, whom he named Israel, and with whom the Lord made a covenant, and charged them, saying, Fear none other gods, nor bow yourselves to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them. But fear the Lord, which brought you out of the land of Egypt with great power and an outstretched arm. Him fear ye, and worship him, and sacrifice to him. Also keep ye diligently the statutes and the ordinances, and the law and the commandment, which he wrote for you, that ye do them continually. And fear not other gods. And forget not the covenant that I have made with you, neither fear ye other gods. But fear the Lord your God, and he will deliver you out of the hands of all your enemies. Howbeit they obeyed not, but did after their old custom. So these nations feared the Lord, and served their images also. So did their children, and their children's children, as did their fathers. So do they unto this day.